I'm Colin. Colin Bird.
I'm John Armstrong.
That makes you Cojo.
It certainly does.
Lovely to meet you both. Okay, so how old were you both when you first discovered music?
I was about 12, 13.
Yeah, about the same.
I started off with the Beatles and then I found Bob Dylan and moved on to folk music.
So how did you meet?
In a folk club at Dunstan, the Crowley Arms.
And Crowley Art, it was a club that I used to run prior with Jeff Anderson. For about 2.5 years, me and Jeff ran it. Jeff moved away and I couldn't keep the club going on my own, it was too much. Plus I was doing other things and it was becoming a bit of a show, so the club closed. But one of the regulars, Billy, used to work with Colin, and I think it was Billy said, we're going to try and get a folk club to do at the Crowley, and he'd come do. So Colin had come down, I bumped into Billy in the village and he mentioned it to me, so I turned up and all. I just realised we knew a lot of the same songs, slightly different versions, but you know this one, right, so we'll play that one together and we'll play another one together, and before you knew where we were, we were playing our songs together.
So it started there for me, from a bunch of, I used to be a youth leader, and one of the things in the training course was an extension course, and they decided this year they would do music and asked me if I would go and teach basic folk music to a bunch of youth leaders. And it was about 6 or 8 weeks or something. And then at the end of that, about 4 or 5 of them said, would you mind carrying on with us? And I said, yeah, find somewhere to do it and we'll do it. And that's where we went, at the back room in the Crowley. And it just sort of morphed from that. People started coming in. They heard the music and they started coming in, and it got to the point where it stopped being a sing around amongst people trying to learn, and it became a folk club. And then one night John rolled in and that was that, as they say.
Well, it's nice when you bump into people and you just musically bond. It's rare.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was a
great.
case of like, you know yourself, you know, do you know this one?
Let's give it a go, yeah.
And before that, where there was so many that were both new, that we might as well get up and sing them together rather than joining in on the sidelines. So that was that.
So how many instruments can you individually play? Because I know you can play quite a few. Do you play banjo and guitar? Don't you play everything?
I dabble with the penny whistle.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to play mouth organ a lot. I used to have like a set of mouth organs in the different keys, and I don't know what it is. I stopped playing the mouth organ, the harmonica. And I was trying with the mandolin. I've got a mandolin, and I can play a few songs, but like just strumming the chords.
Yeah, it's the different chord shapes. I haven't got time to learn them. What about yourself?
Well, guitar, mandolin, banjo. I used to play banjo before Colin started playing. Concertina, ukulele. I've got a tenor guitar, which is slightly different than an ordinary guitar. It's just 4 strings. Play that. Bouzouki. But a lot of them I just play. I can play them, and I can learn the odd song to play in public, but I wouldn't say that I was accomplished on. I feel quite happy playing guitar, mandolin, banjo even, and concertina in public, not a problem. Bouzouki, a couple of songs that we've experimented with over the years, but haven't done a lot with it. I'm starting to play it a bit more now. I've sort of set myself we started trying to learn a few songs with it. Bobby. That's that gone.
That's that gone.
Come here. Give it a come. That's good.
I just love dogs.
Whoops.
That's going to stay in. That's brilliant. That, and he's he's slobbered all over the print as well. So for a mildly moist paper now. What were your biggest musical influences as singers or performers when you started?
Well, I started with Dylan.
Dylan.
That's what got me into sort of folk music, and then I found the Spinners, the Dubliners, the Curries, and just then from there just anybody. The Spinners were probably the biggest influence when I first started. When I was playing with Jeff, we used to do a lot of Spinner stuff. And then Jeff got more into traditional stuff, so we found a lot of traditional stuff to do. And that got me more into some of the traditional type of music.
Well, I was, it was the Clancy Brothers and Tommy Makem. For me, it was, Bob Dylan and Donovan. I was a big Donovan fan. But I went to see the Clancy Brothers when I was about 15, 16, at the City Hall. No, it wasn't. It was one of the theatres.
The Odeon.
Odeon, was it?
They used to put concerts on,
and I was just blown away with them. The energy and the atmosphere was just absolutely brilliant, you know. And then I saw the Spinners a few times, and that was that. But it was more folk music than anything else. I used to do Beatles stuff and Rolling Stones stuff and things like that. But once I saw them, I don't know. That was it for me.
I think you just know what sort of music you want to do. I don't have any particular set.
Later on, I really got into country music. John Denver and Garth Brooks, Don Williams.
The yodeling song. I love that.
Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers. Well, I must admit, yeah, because obviously I hear you do them at other clubs, and it's great to hear them. What's the best piece of advice you'd give to anybody else starting out in the folk circuit?
Go to as many different places as you can. Soak up different styles and different genres of folk music. I mean, it's a genre of its own, but it splits up into, you know, all sorts of different sort of styles, and different people played songs in different ways. And listen to other people. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
As many different people as you can.
Watch other people, learn from them. That's what we did. That's what I did, definitely.
And do you find these clubs to be supportive and encouraging?
I don't get mad because you don't get any young people now.
No,
very few.
Between.
I mean, the only one I can think of is Kirsty.
Young Kirsty.
Used to get into stage drop, Kirsty McLaughlin.
She's doing a music degree at Cambridge. What's a brilliant.
I mean, a 12, 13-year-old.
She was up on that stage singing songs, playing keyboards, playing ukulele.
And then she started writing her own stuff, and it's mind blowing for somebody her age to be writing songs like that.
And good songs it was.
Oh yeah. And I mean, she was.
Good songs.
You listen to her now, and I mean, I don't know what. That must be 6 or 7 years ago, so she must be.
Well, she's in her last year.
Round about the 20 mark or something. And she's very, very accomplished as a guitar player. And that confidence, you know, she stands up on the stage and she's giving it. You know, where before when she first started, which we all do, you know, you all start off there, you stand there thinking, please like me, you know. But then, I don't care whether you like us or not, this is it, and she is. But
we've encouraged her from the start when we first saw her. I mean, I used to go and chat with her every time she was there, and her mother was out of the moon if we were taking an interest and encourage her. And she's just gone from strength to strength.
But see, it's
natural talent.
Few and far between. You don't see enough. I mean, it's something I've bleated on about for years. What happens when us old fogies, we're not here anymore, we've snuffed it? Who's going to sort of carry it on from there? And you go to the open mic nights and folk clubs, and I mean, they're not all as old as us, but if you can see somebody under 40, mind it, it's worth taking note of, you know, because they're all that and above, you know.
The only club I know that does it has a young musicians' night is the Bridge in Newcastle, and every couple of months they get the students from the university to come down and do a night. They give them free entry in a pint or something I need to get, and they get some cracking musicians there. It's some really good nights, but they're people who are studying it, are doing a folk degree, and I saw a comment on Facebook of one of the lads that runs the Bridge, and he says, "Well, I didn't have to have a folk degree when I started in folk music. Now everybody thinks they've got to have a folk degree before they can start playing in the clubs." He says it's just not happening.
No.
People aren't coming anymore.
We used to get them in the club, didn't we? When we used to go to the club.
Yeah, there was three lads came in one night.
Was that a Monday night?
Wednesdays.
Wednesday.
They can't be Globe on a Wednesday night. And there was three lads came in. Fiddler, a guitarist, and what the other lad play? Can't remember.
Was it a Madeline?
Man, absolutely unbelievable. They were absolutely fine. I thought it was Stephen Grappelli playing the violin. He was tremendous.
Individually, they were marvellous musicians.
Playing
But you
together.
can imagine putting the three of them together. It was just,
You know?
It would make me feel quite insignificant, I think.
people like
They
this,
called
make
us
anybody feel
the Hot
insignificant.
Club Denton. You know, the Hot Club part was Stephen Grappelli and Django Reinhardt, and the Hot Club de Paris. That was their group in the 20s. They called us as the Hot Club Denton. They were from Denton Road. Three lads, absolutely tremendous. Now what happened to them? Never heard any more. Look, fantastic musicians.
Well, let's just hope they're carrying it forward. You know, it's because I'm finding some people of like 40 odd years age that have just come onto the scene and they've started writing songs, and although they're quite shy, they've actually plucked up the courage to actually become a duet now and carrying it on and writing. I would say it's more contemporary folk, like trains and about the number one train at Children and things like that. But, you know, I think it's coming more from the traditional folk for a lot of people, and more contemporary. But as long as it's a good story, I think that's the main thing, you know.
Well, I know we've played together a long time, but there was a spell where we were just playing for ourselves in the house. We used to meet up every 6-8 weeks and just have a session, or down at our house or whatever. But when I sort of hit my early 60s, there was a lad I used to work with on Mike Orchard, rang us up one day, and Mike had just retired, he'd had heart trouble and had a packing work. He says, "I'm trying to learn how to use Cubase as a recording thing, to record some music. But I'm finding it hard to play and work the thing. Do you fancy coming up to our place and I'll record some stuff? Yeah, I can practice on there and you can just I'll record some stuff." Right? So that got us back into playing again, and me and Mike started to just playing individually, but we started on the Cramlington, the Bridge, and Omingham, which was the Bridge End Club at Omingham, which was a smashing little club. After a while, I said to Colin, I've started going to this club, and he came to Omingham with us one night. We met Bill Toy and Canny Crack was their group. It was Bill, his wife, Chris, and Minnie. Minnie played fiddle and sang, and she played recorder. Chris was a guitarist. Bill just played the baran, sang. And Anne was a piper. He had Northumbrian pipes and guitar and fiddle. She was really good on the pipes. But she died, cancer, and she was taken early. A lovely lass. She was teaching me to play the pipes. I was going to have a go at learning to play Northumbrian pipes. So the plan was I was going to teach her to play the mandolin, and she was going to teach me to play the pipes. But unfortunately, it never happened. She took ill before we ever really had one session, I think. And she took ill and she was gone within a few months. It was one of them type of, very progressive cancer. But we still see Bill.
We do know it, yeah,
good
man.
friends with him, and he still
ex-forces.
runs a club at the Devils at Corbridge.
He's Bill's ex-forces,
Yeah,
REMC.
Yep.
He was a
Lovely
nurse.
bloke. He's married again now. She's an ace-lass. She's his wife now. They seem to be globe-trotting. Every time you get a post up on Facebook, he's somewhere in the world.
I think if you've been in the military, you've always got wanderlust.
Lovely fella.
I'm always on the go if I can. So how do you see the role of social media with promoting folk music nowadays?
I've never really thought about it.
No,
I mean, obviously we use it. We posted stuff on when we were recording our CD during lockdown, our lockdown sessions CD that the great Kenny Jobson put together for us and did all the production work. Each time we did a one and Kenny sent it back and we were okay with it, I would put it onto Facebook. And
we have got a Facebook page.
We have got a Facebook page, yes. So yes, we use it. I don't know that it's that big of a...
We've got over 100 likes on it now.
Oh, we'll have 100 followers, yeah.
Followers.
Well, it's not to be sniffed at, I tell you. It's, you know...
14 or something?
It's
Followers,
over 100
something like
now.
that.
I didn't check it that often, but every now and again I'll get something up that says you can increase your thing, and I'll pop on it and see what's happening. But,
The last one we got was 41 views, 41 new views on our Facebook. But I don't know how you can, if you even can, find out who these 41 people are, you know?
Not always, because obviously I've got like the folk roundabout thing on there, and you know, it sort of fluctuates a bit. I think you get a lot of people following you as opposed to people liking the page.
Yeah.
It's difficult to find out who likes what.
These are just views.
Yeah.
People have gone onto the Facebook page
and viewed it.
And viewed something.
And viewed and looked at whatever. Well, you have no idea what they've looked at
No.
or whether they've liked it. I mean, you haven't gone, oh, this is crap. So it can't be too bad. Whatever they've seen.
I don't think you consider.
That's the only thing with Facebook. Some people
Anonymous.
are very keen on being negative.
I call them keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you get to your face, the nicest pie.
Yeah.
I've no time for people like that. Yes, you know, I am pretty direct and tell people what I think anyway, which generally isn't too bad.
Yeah. So, I mean,
might be nasty.
Amongst the local folk circle, we get nice comments.
Yeah.
Whatever we do post on Facebook. I mean, we did the Queen's Jubilee picnic day at Ovington. That was a good afternoon.
Yeah.
And we obviously posted some of that. And we're getting nice comments from people, which is
Well, it must have been alright because we've been invited back 3 times.
Well,
Get paid for it.
Well,
we
that's
did
all
the
right.
Jubilee.
Better.
The Queen's Jubilee, then when she died, we got the King's coronation picnic.
Well, the beautiful thing I find about your double act there is a lot of humour, and you can see the warmth of the friendship, and that it bounces into your music. I love that.
People think we like each other.
I know.
I think you're just like an old married couple, personally.
That's what we keep getting referred to.
A lot of
An old married couple.
A lot of people have said that.
Well, really, yes, it would be married for 50 odd years.
Longer than most people manage these days. So, of all these things you've done, like these celebrations, what's been your best one you've done so far?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
I think that the one that I enjoyed the most was a night at Scarth Hall, where when we used to play in a 4-piece band with Mark and Lucy.
Well, we did enjoy some stuff.
Mark Scott and Lucy Dawlish used to play.
We did a CD, a gospel CD, with the 4 of them.
Got like gospel stuff with a touch of bluegrass in it, mandolin, banjo. And what we did was we did a night there where the first 20 minutes me and John got up and did our Cojo stuff, mixture of folk and country and whatever. And then there was a small break, and then Mark and Lucy got up, and they were kitschy retro. They were very well known in the area as kitschy retro, and they do like bluesy Americana sort of stuff. And they did 20 minutes of that. Then it was a spell. And then the 4 of us got up as Joyson
and did
the full album we recorded an album as Joseph, and we did the full album. And I thought that was a good night.
It was,
I thought, because I was convinced every single person in the room must have gone home thinking, well, I like that bit. Even if they didn't like the rest, there would be something in there, a song or whatever, in that night that they liked.
Yeah.
Because the variation was so big. You know,
Yeah,
the different styles. And
It was a full,
but it was quite good. But
the full dictionary, so to speak.
yeah. But
Every type of music you could want. It was a bit of everything.
Yeah,
So it
I mean,
was,
some of the outdoor ones, I quite enjoyed them.
yeah, they,
Not the one in Sedgefield where you took a wobbler.
oh no, that was,
No, that wasn't a good
that
one.
was-
He took a what?
You took a wobbler halfway through a Sea Italy, I think it was.
Aye, I just about wanted to
I-
finish it, and then I just would fell off. That's saloon.
I suddenly realised I was singing on my own. And he was sat on the chair, and I think,
Oh, gee.
Jesus, what's happening here, you know? And he'd,
I think what had happened, I had 2 injections the day before for pneumonia and scarlet fever. And I think it just must have been them. So I hadn't put it down to me. Because I must have had some sort of reaction off the pair of them. Because I had me heart spray and that. I took a dose of that and it helped. I was need better. So I just, the recovery didn't take as long, but
it was a bit of a worry.
it was.
Well, yeah, especially
A bit of a worry.
middle of playing.
I can't carry him back to the car.
Why did I not get it?
Spoon him in.
Because it was the first time we'd sung after lockdown, and we'd never, when you think about it, I hadn't sung a session like that for like solid 15-20 minutes for nearly 18 months, 2 years.
Yeah.
And it was quite strenuous when I think about it. The state I was in, it was a bit exhausting, and I nearly collapsed at the end. But
Blimey.
But it's always nice playing at Scarf Hall.
I love
Even
that
just
place.
on an open mic night when you're only going to sing 3 or 4 songs, it's still.
It's a nice audience, isn't it?
I love-
Yeah.
love
Those
Yeah.
are nice people.
Yeah.
It's a nice hall, nice sound, and the setup looks professional, and it makes you feel professional, even if you're not.
Well, being on the stage it either terrifies you or you feel good on it. I mean, I've sung on lots of stages, it doesn't faze me, but yeah, I find it's an appreciative audience,
Yeah.
and
That
it's
makes it-
nice. It's really nice.
I love to have an audience that likes to hear what you want to do.
Yeah.
And they're prepared to listen to you. Even if they don't like it, they're prepared to listen.
Mm-hmm.
I hate audiences that just ignore you, talk amongst themselves. It really annoys me that. Yeah, I'm not bothered if I'm getting paid for it. Fair enough, they can do what the hell they like. But if I'm not getting paid and we're doing it just for the fun of it, to entertain people, I expect them to respect that.
Yeah.
But if they're doing that, I can get really annoyed.
But I think it narrows down your choice of clubs to go to if it gets like that. There's a couple I won't return to because of it. Because there should be a code of, it's like mobile phones that are done cow. She's been quite well behaved since. And finally, because you've been invited back to do things, so what's next for you musically, and what sort of thing do you think you're going to do? And yeah.
Well, I think it's probably time we'll learn some new stuff. We haven't learned out new for a long time, really.
Well,
We did a couple of new songs on the album, on
Yeah.
the CD.
I mean, it was this
But
one song on there that we hadn't even played before the album.
that's true.
And he were talking on the phone or something, this Men of the Sea, want to do that. I says, right, so tell us whose version you want to do. I'll look at my YouTube so that I'm getting the same style as you are, and then tell us what version of the song for the words and the chords and everything, so that we're playing the same. And I learnt it here, and he learnt it at his house, and then we recorded them separately, obviously. He recorded his on his computer, I recorded mine on the laptop, and sent the 2 bits to Kenny Jobson, and he stitched it together, and it really sounds very good. But that was the one that we never even played until we recorded it. You know, it was a bit weird. And one or two others that we hadn't done. What was Reason for It All?
Reason for It All. We hadn't done that.
Ed Bogle's song,
Never.
Reason for It All, beautiful song. Oh, when I first started doing it,
It's a two-part song, and you know, it's a question and answer sort of thing.
Oh wow.
I struggled with it because it was so emotional. You know, the story itself. I'll not bore you with it on this video, but I'll tell you afterwards if you want to hear it. Tremendous. But we've only played it twice in public.
I think
It was hard work learning it, mate.
it was.
A lot of words.
But I bet you feel good when you do it, though. You know, you must think, I did it.
Especially the last bit where we're both singing together, we're singing different words. That fun that hard.
Multitasking men.
It's
Way.
very difficult when
Yeah.
you're trying to sing two different parts at the same time. It's not so bad if you're singing the same thing and you're doing a harmony, but when you're actually singing different words, it took a bit of sorting out that one. But we did, once we got it, we're very pleased with the result.
Yeah.
Kenny's mixing of it was tremendous. It's great.
So you're going to learn new songs. That's nice to get out your comfort zone. It's quite exciting.
Songs or
Yeah.
songs that we've done before, but
Yeah.
just doing them in a different way. You know, I've been working with a bouzouki. I'm trying to blend it in to try and think of some stuff that we could use that in instead of using the mandolin, use the bouzouki instead.
I wouldn't mind recording some more stuff.
I would like to.
I'll have to check if Kenny's willing to.
Oh,
A lot of work for him.
I didn't think
Keep him out of trouble.
Put that. I think he loves doing it.
I think he do. I mean,
He keeps saying when you're going to
it
record.
was his
something
idea. I
else.
think it was said something about recording a song, and he said, "Oh, I start to look for it." And then he says, "Well, do you want any more done?" I says, "Well, ideally, it'd be nice to get maybe a dozen to put on a CD." I know, bother. I'll say. He says, "I'm just learning." He says, "And all this is practice for me to put in." So we started out. The first one was a Sikatali. Started off with an easy one. His vocal part, my vocal part. That was it. So that was you only had two things to stitch together. Where once we got into other stuff, there was sort of 5 or 6 things by the time. Like John's would put a mandolin part, a guitar part, and a vocal. And I would put
one of them's got a concertina part on it.
I would put a banjo part, a guitar part, and a vocal, and then a harmony on top of that. And so there was 5 or 6 strings that he had to stitch together to get it to work. So he did very well. But it blew me away. I mean, I know it's our stuff, and it's But honestly, I couldn't believe it when I heard it. I thought,
That's not us, is it?
do we actually sound that? We can't possibly sound that good when we're live. It's just because it's a recording, It was just, and various people I've played it to, and I've given 1 or 2 away. Have said my cousin, who he doesn't chuck compliments about willy-nilly, mate, especially anything other than rock. If it doesn't rock, it doesn't matter. It's his thing, folk music, country music, yeah. But he says, what is it? He says, if you'd gone into a shop and paid a tenner for that, you wouldn't have been disappointed.
Wow.
And I thought, well, that's nice to hear, thank you very much.
That's a nice compliment, that,
It was, because, I mean, I expect him to say, it's canny, that.
Well, I've just...
that was what I expected, and I got that instead.
I'll loan a copy to the last next door for the neighbour next door. He had a stroke last year, and he's still recovering. It's taking time. He was a pretty bad one, and he's doing this thing at the university. They've invited so many people that have got strokes, and they're trying to develop different methods of treatment to help. Like recuperation and bringing them back from where they are to a more, better way of life sort of thing. And Tom signed up for that. And Angelo, I was talking to Angelo one day, and she says, he's doing well. She says, the other day they had a power cut, so they ended up just doing music, and he really loved it. So I says, have a learn of that. See what he thinks of that, and you can have a learn of it. So I learned him his the copy that I've got from my niece that I haven't given her yet. And I got a battle for the judge. She says, hey, Tom thought that was great, and so did I. I said, that was really good. I said, oh, thanks very much. It's nice to hear that it's, it's appreciated. I mean, they're not into folk music or out there, they're just into music. She's got a grandson who's hoping he's going to be a singer. He's not bad for a kid, he's got a nice voice.
Yeah.
He just needs to find the right sort of material.
Don't we all?
And
I think that's
That's
the biggest problem with people who are singing and not necessarily just starting to sing. Some people who've been singing for years. That's the thing they get wrong. They want to sing this, but really, the voice isn't. No,
it's not good enough.
They want to sing pop, but really they should be singing country.
Yeah.
Or they want to sing opera, but really, it's like the one I was saying, difference between a pop singer and a show singer. Like a musical theatre, like doing they're two totally different things. And people who are good at that are not necessarily good at that.
You're quite right.
And if you can have a voice and this is where a lot of pop singers who start to feel and think, oh, I'll go into musical theatre. Musical theatre, you've got to give it. Pop singers, you can sing like that, because you've got a nice microphone. But when you're on a stage,
at the desk, I'm like this.
When you're on a stage with 20 other people, you've really got to sell it, mate.
And you've got to become part of a team as well.
Yeah.
Oh well, there's that.
Yeah.
But it's